Welcome everyone to International Racing Team's fifth and final round of the Sin R1 Cup at the circuit of Zandvoort. I'm Tommy Kutashi, and as always I'm accompanied by Malo Gran.
Hello guys, welcome to this last race of the year. So, we are here at Zandvoort with the Sin R1 Cup. It will be a fantastic race, I think, because honestly, Zandvoort with those cars, we are going to see a lot of battles and it will be really great.
That's right, we poetically kind of finished where we started back with the Alpines. We already saw a great race on this track, and I myself don't doubt that it will happen otherwise today. So the machinery our guys will be taking on this track is, as usual, will be the Sin R1 GT4, a light-wheeled little V8 monster. Well, if you followed our championship so far, there will be no news for you, but if there is anyone new watching, the championship format is basically a 10-minute qualifying and 2 20-minute races. It's a fixed setup championship, so there's no pit stops and no real car setup fiddling involved. It really only gets decided by who's behind that wheel.
Yeah, that's why I really like this type of championship, because it's not the setup that do the race, it's the driver, and this can show the skills of the different drivers. As we saw, some are better in defense and some in the pace they put on the race.
That's right. Before we head for the qualifying, we don't just have a championship here, but since it's a final round, it is kind of important to take a look at the standings of the championship before we embark on the final two races. So leading our championship is Cassoni with a whopping 177 points, almost having enough clearance above P2, so he doesn't even need to race in the final round, but he very much does. But well, the fight for P1 is just purely mathematical by now, dare I say, as if Cassoni basically finishes, he just needs to finish both races and then he takes the win. However, we have a battle of the titans for P2, as between Spawn and Olear there's only 3 points for this final round. The most gap in the entire championship between these guys was just 12 points in the second round. But since now a few rounds, they are being separated by only 3 points, with Spawn constantly leading about Olahar. But what I can say is that according to the performances of these guys on the track, nothing's decided now here. And it would be kind of an understatement to call Bajaki MP for an honorable mention, as it's fair to say he's only in a point deficit with 100 points, because he did miss one race from the championship, but he's still a very strong competitor.
Yeah, he isn't far from the P2 and P3. So with 2 races, don't know if he can catch up, but I think if he do a great result, he can just he can be P3 if he do a great result. So we need to put him on the chest plate because he will be there and he will fight for this P3, for this podium in the championship.
That's absolutely right. As we saw already countless times, I wouldn't even call it a miracle what he needs for ditching that P3. He only needs to vastly outperform his competitors, which we have seen already several times. And let's not forget that so far he has been the only guy apart from Cassuni who could pull an overall win in a round back in Mugello. So all in all, he is pretty much a force to be reckoned with. because we are waiting for the qualifying. Just a little statistic here. So far, in the previous 4 rounds, it was Cassoni who took the win in 3 of our 4 qualifying sessions. Moreover, he had, out of 8 total races, he had fastest laps 7 times. So I think if we ran a betting company, we would run his win on qualifying with pretty low odds.
So now the question is, for qualifying, who will be P1 between Olerar or Spawn? Because the real battle is there, and it's I won't say that starting in front there is really good, but I think it's better to start in front of your championship opponent.
Oh, definitely.
Because you will be chased, but I think some of the drivers knows how to manage this pressure. So I think they must have a good place on the grid.
Interestingly, I can see Cassoni on the grid so far for the qualifying. I don't know if he will join us later or what will happen. It will be quite the anticlimactic ending to this championship if he would lose P1 because of not showing up for the last round.
Yeah, it will be a real shame for him because.
I mean, to be fair, he not showing up for the first run, for the last run, excuse me. That's still not a guaranteed win for Spoon in P2 because 47 points difference. Spoon, only if he wins both races without Cassoni showing up will he win the championship. So basically, he finishes below P1 on a race, and it's still over.
If Spawn finish P1 and Olera P2 at both races, it will be complicated, and I think he won't catch up. And I'm just checking. Yeah, it's Spawn that is in front, but Olera, if Spawn wins the 2 races, it will be good for him. But if it's Olera, Olera needs Spawn to be minimum P2 and P3 to pass in front of him in the championship. So the goal of Spawn is to do minimum P2 in both of the races.
I couldn't have said it better myself. So far, he is seemed to be doing a good job, although let's not forget that he was the first one to drive out on the track, so purple sectors don't really tell us that much information so far.
And Olera did the best sector 1 at the moment.
So all 3 drivers are just finishing up their first fast lap. Let's see how they will fare in the leaderboard. It's been posting a 141.9, pretty solid first time, I would say.
Yeah, for the fastest, it was Olera with 141.0. That's good.
That's it. It is now really started. That's it. If anything, that's a definite message that Spoon cannot at all just kick his legs up and just cruise all through this first round if he wants to take the edge on Lara in the championship.
Honestly, Holera has a really great pace tonight, because in pre-qualifying he was faster from 3 tenths than Cassoni, but Cassoni did only one lap, yeah.
So, oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, but still Holera has a really great pace, and he's in 1.41.0 on the pre-qualification.
Oh, so there's definitely much more potential in his lap than what he posted first here.
Little mistake there, bit of grabbers.
Yeah, and sectors are not turning purple, so he can really improve on his previous lap so far. Now, we cannot really go without mentioning that we have a face we haven't saw so far in the championship in the person of Thomas. He has a 1.1k rating on World Team Series, done a little bit more than 100 races, but he did score 11 wins and 33 podiums. So even though he might not be alien rated, but he is neither. It's definitely not an alien to the podium either. So I'll be really interested in what he can put up against our veterans, so to speak, in this championship.
Yeah. And excuse me, but Holera just did a spin at the exit.
Oh, really?
We saw him in the wall. Oh, and
Thomas reeved away too.
Yeah. Put the wind, the gravel, or the dirt.
Pushed a bit too hard. There's still a little time to go. Maybe 2-3 laps in this qualifying.
And past the sector 2 for spawn.
That's right.
And so yeah, it's great to see new faces, new drivers.
Oh, definitely.
To this championship.
Interesting lag by Spoon. Yellow first sector and purple second sector. Kind of inconsistency going on, but let's see how he can put it up in the entirety of the lap. Oh, well, that's a P1.
Yeah, that's a great second sector and third sector. So we are 1/10 slower than the pre-qualification lap.
Olahar will just cross the finish line, but oh yeah, as you mentioned, he's 9 seconds behind his best lap, so he needs to get it together for this remainder of the qualifying if he wants to take the edge over Spoon in the race. I am aware of that. We said it is very important, of course, to finish ahead of your rival in the qualifying, especially when it's the final round of the championship and there's only 3 points separating you and them. But yeah. I mean, at the same time, let's not ignore the fact that both Spoon and Olahar are just great racers on track. Not necessarily are not just able people when it comes to doing hot laps, but they did a more than perfect showcase of their attack and defense skills so far in the championship. So it doesn't matter that very much where they finish in the qualifying in terms of raw track position. In maybe the aspect it matters more is psychology, because whoever finishes ahead of the other one has a just a little advantage. It's like having home advantage in a football match. It's not something physical. It's not something explicit, but it is still there, and it's still telling you that you should be the one with more chances here.
And I have a good news for you. Cassoni is there, and he will take the start of the race one.
Might be good news for me, but definitely not good news for the other people on the leaderboard.
Yeah, exactly. So at the moment we are not improving. Oh yeah, so Spawn is going, I think, to make me pass for a liar. But yeah, I was saying that we weren't improving the lap time on the previous lap.
Well, I couldn't do his magic in the second sector, so it seems.
Yeah, and now he needs to get speed and go on the exit with more speed than he can.
Yeah, seems like he was satisfied enough with his previous lap, the 141.1.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if Cassoni can actually do one hot lap. I don't recall if he exited the pits in this lap or the previous one, and all Harpies too.
And Cassoni is, I think he can't know he's 17th lap.
Oh yes, he couldn't post a lap. So pretty interesting qualifying session, but the results are in. Spoon could take the edge over Olahar with a 4th gap. I don't know if I would call it marginal, but as I said, I'm pretty sure that these guys will have an amazing clash for that P1 in our first race. And as it turns out, Tominus will start ahead of Cassoni, as the latter wasn't able to turn up in time to post a lap time. But well, this isn't his first time starting from a position that's not on the podium. As on the reverse grid races, he does usually end up starting in P3 for Sarah. So the guy definitely knows his way around fighting himself through the pack for the first position. So this is how we round up for the qualifying for the final round of the St. Arwan Cup. What are your takeaways?
Yeah, so it was a really interesting qualifying session. I'm a bit surprised of Spawn, but I think it will be a great battle. Because his pace in pre-qualifying was not that good, and he surprised me. And we will have a good battle because Olera and Spawn has the same pace, and so it will be really interesting. So 1 minute before the start of this race,
We are set for a really good start because this track, the first sector of this track allows for great battling. You can take very different approaches both in the first hairpin and the banked corner as well. We did see some side by side battles on the hilly section, but let's see how it plays out. we have lights out for the first race. Oh, and Spoon kind of stuck on the start. Oh, it's definitely not very good news. Oh, sorry, it was Olehar. You're absolutely right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, wow,
so
surprise.
Really fast start. Yeah. Yeah. Don't really understand.
On the contrary, Spoon did a town start, taking off by a second, while we are just like 2-3 corners away from the start line.
So now is Cassoni the real opponent of Spawn? Because in general Cassoni is faster. So will he defend this place, or will he let him through? Will be.
Oh, I definitely don't think he will let him through. As I learned from the season, Spoon is more on the aggressive. Don't get me wrong, fair but aggressive side of drivers. So I would be very much surprised if he would just easily let that P1 out of his hands.
Yeah, but he's in front of the championship. He mustn't take many risks, and if he battles, Oleha will come. And in general, Oleha has a better pace in the pre-qualifying. But we will see if we can have the same pace in race.
You bring a very valid and interesting point. And now that you say, logically, it might be a good strategy call from Spoon to just let Cassoni ahead of him, so he can borrow some slipstream. We'll see how it turns out. We'll see how seriously these chaps take the championship standings. But yeah, Spoon and Cassoni are only battling on track in the championship virtually. Oh, I see an off track by Spoon.
Yeah, it was what?
Well, easy overtake by LR.
Yeah.
And Cassoni, of course.
Yeah, too much risk there.
Yeah, interesting, because he wasn't really under any real pressure from the place behind.
Yeah, but it might be the fact of this turn is special, because you need to brake a bit, and it's if the car really turns well, and a bit of off track there too. It's not like luck on this turn, but a little bit. You need to manage your car, how you will use the weight to make it.
Well, we are only 4 minutes in, and we already saw some railing in first race. Well, now as it stands, the main goal of OR would be to get away as quickly as he can from Spoon, as he's in the possession of some crucial points for the championship.
Yeah, Spawn is definitely faster than Olerar in the sector 2. We see
he's right on his rear bumper.
Yeah. Maybe a move there, but I don't think he will send it.
Looks like he chose patience as the name of the game. Well, we did
If
see.
he had a good exit, he can have a very good slipstream.
Oh, absolutely.
He will have, because I think he has a better exit. We'll see that in turn 1. No.
Couldn't quite get close enough, but Lehart overshoots the braking a bit. But still couldn't quite get the edge on him. That was lucky escape, if you ask me.
And by the way, Cassoni did a 1.40.7, so we are faster than the qualify. So
yeah. We have his qualifying lap now, I guess. He was just doing what he missed. So right, what I was saying previously is that we did see Spoon throwing away his car, attacking. I think he was battling Olahar in Mugello when he crashed out in a move that was too bold. So I wouldn't be surprised if he would. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he took just a bit more careful approach. Although what we're seeing on screen is just a complete opposite of the little theory I'm unveiling.
Yeah, the little crash in Mugello, it was because he wasn't patient enough. So it's important to be patient, but it was the last lap and he sang it, but this time he didn't just get through. But now he has a lot of opportunities in this circuit, so it will be really cool to see because there are 12 minutes left, so a lot of laps. So yeah, a lot of opportunities. Faster another time, 1.40.4, so it's just really impressive.
Yeah, and that's taken into account how skewed the actual lap times are by the fact that they're battling. So it's not like they're just hot lapping behind each other. Well, we are almost halfway to the race, and the situation is still unchanged since laps now for P2, not only in the race but for the championship. I mean, for the championship right now, I think virtually Olahar leads. Spoon really... Oh, and Spoon touching the grass and throwing the rear away. Oh, wow.
That's a shame.
Yeah, I went a bit too aggressively on the piece of track. I think I was seeing what he was trying there, because on that hilly section, you can really surprise your opponent by just showing yourself in their windows. But yeah, this is where too much aggressiveness leads. And his rear wheels just touched the grass in a very bad position. So it was like pulling a rug under from your car. Oh well, that's excellent news for Olehar.
Yeah, and that's the tricky point on this circuit, because if you put one wheel or just one tire, a little bit of a tire, you can lose it really quickly, because when you put a tire in the grass, don't know how to really explain it, but it's just you have less stability on your car, and if you are turning, just lose the rear, and so you can normally you can save it sometimes, but normally you can save it. It's impossible.
Especially if you look at this part of the track,
Yeah,
it has
tricky.
also the twists, elevation. You don't see parts of the track when you are just behind one incline. So especially when you're trying to be aggressive and attack and threaten the person ahead of you, it is very easy to kind of just misinterpret where the exact positions your car in the sense that only a tiny part of your rear wheels need to touch a tiny part of the grass when you are just shifting a bit of weight on the car to have it like you were trying to doing a hairpin on ice.
And so Cassoni, his last lap was cancelled, but he did a 1.41.0, so he's still 1 second faster than the others. And it's quite impressive, honestly.
Oh, it absolutely is. It's sort of the basic paper form now, what we saw all along this championship. I mean, the guy took 6 wins out of the eight possible races he could in this championship so far.
Yeah, and what is really impressive, it's his control of a car. He did some mistakes, but the pace he make without like we don't see his car really sliding or pushing too much, but he has an incredible pace, and that's what is impressive.
Absolutely, he has a very clinical driving style, and you were absolutely right about that part, that when he does commit mistakes, I mean, all of we do, but when he's not, he's an example for the others on the track, really. It's really interesting to see that as much Spoon was looking like he was just much faster than Olehar when he was right behind him. He was essentially almost just pushing him away, and just go away. I'm faster than you. Now he cannot really get closer that fast. The gap is still, I think, relatively the same as it was after Spoon spun out. I think he shaved like a second or a second and a half out of it, but the gap is definitely not decreasing fast enough for Spoon to recover that fight and that position in just 5 minutes.
Yeah, it will be complicated. It's a shame, a bit too much mistakes there. Yeah, so he took 2 seconds to Olera. So yeah, I think it won't be possible in the 5 last minutes. But yeah, it's a bit of shame because we had a big battle there, and it could be really incredible to see those two drivers battling for P2.
Right now I'm just trying to do a bit of live championship standings with maths in my brain. So Spino has 130 points, with Olahar being with 3 points behind him with 127 points. But if they finish a race like this, that would mean Olahar having 145 points, with Spoon having also 145. 45. Oh, of course, because the difference between 18 points and 18 points is 3 points.
Yeah, so equal points. So if it stands like this, it will be the best results of the two in the second race. So yeah, but actually, yeah, no, Spawn won't come back in 4 minutes. So yeah, it will be the best results between these two drivers that will say which one is P2 in this championship. It's in R1 Cup.
Yeah, so it literally boiled down to the very last race. Because I'm having 2021 F1 season flashbacks here.
It's 2 minutes left, so 2 laps in this race. Aston 15 seconds ahead of Olera, and Spawn is 5 seconds behind him. And then we have Tom and As, 23 seconds behind Spawn. He do a great race. He learned the car, and also that's a difficult car because it's not really logical at the very beginning, because it's not the same braking style as the other cars. So yeah, it's important to learn how to manage it and how to really use this car.
I'll be really interested to see how this guy can fare. As it stands, he will go from P1 in the second race as we have a reverse grid.
And on his last lap, he did his personal best lap, so he's improving. A bit of mistake there, but no problem. And so we are in the last lap for Cassoni, Olera, and now Spawn. So I'm going to check the difference. Yeah, 1 second faster for Spawn. So he definitely has a better pace than Olera. Better race pace than Olera, honestly.
Yeah, he was shaving off like second and a half, almost 2 seconds, lap by lap. Oh well, this is where having a 20-minute race comes really unluckily. Looking at that spun out, I think it was around like the half point of the race. So it, of course, this is a classic what if. What if he What if he did that mistake in the beginning of the race? Would have been a whole different story. But as it stands, as we are slowly finishing up the race, unless Olahar sends the car out of the track, it will be him taking a better position or a spawn in the first race. And well, from P4, without sending a qualifying lap, but really, who cares about that when you can just make your car into a rocket ship? Kasuni is taking P1 in race 1, and Olahar is bringing the car in for P2 in the first race. With Spoon finishing behind him, just 3 seconds behind him.
Oh.
A little trick there. So they are equal in the points right now as it stands in the championship.
It will be the best place of the two. Yeah, so Castagni is dominating as just or such as all the races. I think he controlled the race for now. From what we saw of him, he wasn't pushing too much at the very end. He wasn't pushing very much. He was in 1.41.5. It's a really good pace and a great lap. So yeah,
he was still consistently getting away from the pack, so that was more than enough for him to take a very confident win.
Yeah, exactly.
So if we take a more formal look at the results of the first race, Kasuni took a huge win as usual, and now as it stands, Spoon will start ahead of Olahar in the second race. So that's just what I was speaking about in the qualifying. That's definitely a psychological advantage. But let's not forget what happened at the start. Olahar did a pretty terrible start. I don't know what was the reason for that, but he really just got stuck there, the start line, and yeah, I mean, taking into account that with that mistake, he still brought his car up for P2 from P4. So that, if anything, that's definitely a very good statement. So all in all, I think if we look at what happened in this round so far, the mental tax is higher on Olar because all around Spoon was just faster than him. Spoon was faster in qualifying. He was faster than him when he was directly behind him. And he, even though he did make a mistake and let off the pressure of Fornahar, he still got himself together in the aspect that he was still just faster in raw pace. And now in the second race, he will actually start ahead of Olahar. So yeah, Olahar really needs to get his very, very best attack skills here if he wants a shot at P2 in the championship.
Yeah, and also he needs to don't miss the start. I don't know if it was a bug, but
it's unusual for him, based on what we saw so far, to have starts this apparently not good. So I would be surprised if it was something scale related.
yeah. So 30 seconds before the start of the race.
That's right, so Terminus will actually start from P1. Behind him, Spoon and Lahar, and Kasuni yet again, starting from P4. So let's see how it turns out. For the very last time we are standing on the grid for the CNR1 Cup. And it's lights out. Everyone is safe and sound out of the start.
Yeah, good start for Olera because he's in front of Spawn at turn 1. Yeah, at the beginning of the turn, he's in front. Cassoni, really good start. I think it's Cassoni. No, it's Spawn.
Yeah, Spawn is leading now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's the same livery. So, yeah, Cassoni is behind Olera. So, Cassoni P3. Okay. Oh, and there, Cassoni is going to send it.
They have to be really mindful. Oh, and yeah, that's where Spawn went away in the previous race. Very bold move by Kasuni, but he did make it.
Spawn has a little gap, so Olera needs to take the pace of Cassoni and just to go and overtake Spawn as soon as possible if he wants to get the P2.
So actually now the situation is literally the same as it was in the end of the first lap, the first race. It's Spawn leading, Kasuni behind him, not at all far, and Olera trailing them. It would be very interesting to see Spawn and Kasuni taking their time with their battle, because that will just mean that Lahar would make it a 3A battle for P1.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see which Kasumi and Spawn will battle very hard and aggressively for this P1, or if Spawn is going to let Kasumi through because he's faster and just protect the P2 for the championship.
Yeah, because now Spawn does know that he was faster than Lahar on this track, so and he goes off track.
Yeah. Another time, and so it's an easy pass for Olera.
Yeah, again, so, and if you remember the first race, this was we are really just I'm having strong deja vu here, because that was exactly what was happening in the first race. Spawn getting P1 in the first lap, but then just inexplicably going off track, and so Kasuni and Lahar just passed them easily.
Yeah, it's exactly the same, not in the same place, but it's in the same lap. On the second lap, Spawn do a mistake, and then it's an easy pass for Olera and Hassan. Yeah, but from what we saw, he was a bit too much on the curb and he can't turn. So that's a shame for him. So now he's 2 seconds behind Olera.
This is an excellent opportunity for Olehar, making up for excuse me. He did finish. He did finish ahead of Spawn, so it's a perfect occasion for Spawn to make up for his mistake in the previous race.
Yeah. Yeah, you see there the curb when you go too much on it, you can turn and you go wide. So yeah, but I think he's catching the gap between him and Olera. So in few laps he will be at the contact.
That's right, and it's 15 minutes left, but what a 15 minutes will it be for both Spoon and Elahar. They will need to get their very best attacking and defending. It depends on who you're looking at skills.
So Spawn is 2/10 faster than Olera, and Cassoni 1.40.7, best lap of the race. He's over the moon. He's just unstoppable. Now the question is Spawn going to do another mistake like he did in the previous race, or will he pass Olera?
It's an excellent question, and I think he will need to concentrate on picking out where to make a move on the track very well, because he can't just fight forever. Time is running out. Only 13 minutes left, and he's not even within 1 second to Olahar. So he does know that he's faster, but at the same time, it's not the easiest task to pass Olahar. He's an absolutely marvelous defender.
Yeah.
And as we could see, he could get the better of Spoon in the first race. Basically, just he showed that not only the attacker can force a mistake from the defender, but it can very well happen the other way around.
On this lap, Spawn was faster of 4/10, and we should say that Tomanas is in 1.43.6, but he's 2 seconds faster than in the previous race, so he's
it's a definite improvement.
Yeah, and honestly, that's a great pace for him, because it's his first race on this car, so it's not really easy to manage this car and to just have a good pace on it.
It's a shame we don't have a third or fourth race here, because as he's improving, I'd be so interested in seeing how I can make this battle different by his presence.
Yeah,
it would be a whole different story if this is a not just a 2 but a 3-way battle for the second position.
And Spawn is getting under the second now. Yeah, so he took 6/10 to Olera on this lap, so he's definitely faster. So now how he will pass him, it will be another story, but we will see.
I did notice that the majority of the times I do see smoke from Olar's tires in the first corner, so it seems like he cannot really get hold of how to treat the brakes well with this car. And if I remember correctly, you did mention that the brakes on this car can be a bit unusual, a bit sketchy, if you will.
Yeah, exactly. Because if you brake too hard, you will lock your tires, and not only your front tires, your rear tires, and so the car will lose the stability and you can spin. So it's quite special, and I think Spawn did a mistake.
Yeah,
because
the gap grew to 2 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. He lost 1 second. So yeah, might be a mistake there. And so for Tomanas, he's under the 1.43 now. So definitely he's really improving. And Castani did his best lap of the race, 1.40.5. So that's actually 1 second faster than Olera and 2 seconds faster than Spawn, but he did a mistake. It's really a shame that Spawn do a lot of mistakes like that, because it's a bit stupid mistakes, because he has the pace, he's faster than Olera, but all the time he do mistakes and he has to do all the work another time.
Yeah,
So, and it's only 20 minutes, so that's short.
absolutely, and you're right about that. There's definitely no problems with this guy's skill, as he is one of the 3 race winners in this championship, and well, I mean the fact that he was holding P2 in the championship up to this point speaks for itself.
Yeah, you see this lap he took 8 tenths to Olera, so he definitely has the pace. So yeah, if he don't overtake Olera, it will be really a shame for him, because he's definitely really faster and consistent than Olera.
And as time is running out, it is starting to be now or never. And then just what we were talking about on picking out the perfect spot for an overtake that's not too risky, but effective enough that you can hold the position. Well, it gets exponentially. You get exponentially more pressure when you know that it's only like 5-6 minutes after the race left.
Yeah, I think he might do it in the sector 1 if he has a good exit in the last turn, and with the slipstream he might.
We'll see if he's quite close enough for poking his nose in.
Not in turn 1, but I think in turn 3 it will be good. Locking there on Olera. Yeah, he can send it there. It's a possibility, not too risky.
We can see the psychological warfare. pretty sure that Spawn is being like double, triple cautious on that ominous part of the track. As see, he cannot afford to throw the car away. Yeah, he's constantly threatening Olear now. An overtake. Basically every corner is showing that.
Yeah, he's right into the rear wing of this Brugger Arman.
Sin Arman.
Sin Arman, yeah. And so 5 minutes left. So yeah, he needs to find the solution now. We are getting in the red zone for him.
Olear did get a little breathing room from those attacks in the second half of the lap. But Spawn will just so not let this go. We were talking about brakes, and apparently, even though it's a big setup championship, the only things you can change on the car is the traction control and the ABS and the brake bias settings. So that we brought up that brakes are such a crucial point in this car. You still have some room to play in your car's setup, even if you're extremely limited in how many things you can tinker with.
Yeah, exactly.
But this could be the reason we see smoking brakes from one driver almost every lap, and absolutely perfect braking zones from the other driver.
Yeah, and this type of braking, like when you change your braking, it can affect the stability of the car. So if you want a car with more stability, you increase this braking, and if you want a car that is more I lost the word. More tricky, and where you can put where you want the car, you will decrease this braking. And I think that Spawn has decreased a bit because his car is less stable than Olear's one.
Yeah, so essentially you can change how much precisely or how much aggressively you want your car to feel on the brakings.
Yeah, it's exactly that. You see,
Cassoni is out on from the track.
Oh, yeah.
Mistake.
Yeah, little mistake. So it will be for the win and for the championship for the P2.
Oh wow, that was unexpected.
Yeah.
I wouldn't really be surprised if he was like pushing for a sub 140 lap, and that was the reason for his mistake.
Yeah, his last lap was a 1.40.6. Oh no, that was his previous lap. So yeah, he is faster, and so there will be one more lap for Spawn to overtake Olear, the championship P2, or for the win also.
Well, now it's even more like cinematic almost, that the final fight for the championship position, starting from equal points for this race, will be decided on who takes P1 on the very final race.
And so now Spawn needs to send it so much. He needs to do the perfect lap if he wants to overtake, and then at the opposite we have Olear that need to focus on his pace and also to defend.
Yeah, Olear and Boatsman, they need clinical preciseness with their driving. it's not that they cannot afford spinning out. No minor mistakes, no major mistakes. Just literally bring your absolute best out of yourself. Spoon is really trying to poke his nose in every corner, just showing himself in the mirror,
Yeah.
getting on Olahar's gearbox and trying to get on his nerves.
And it's the last sector now. Final sector, so he has 3 opportunities but not there. So now he has only one, or now he has only one opportunity. It is a good exit, but I think he's a bit too far. I think he's a bit too far then. So what a pace from Olera and Spawn, but today it was Olera, and he will take the win and the P2 in the championship.
Absolutely, he could keep his cool from Spawn for the entirety of the second race, and that decided the championship position for him. And I think it was this P1 was absolutely deserved. Let's also take into account that, which we also discussed in previously in the championship, that this was his first P1 during this championship, and well, deserved. That's the first and only word that comes to mind for myself. So if we recap the race results, it was Olahar who could take the win for the second and final race for the CNR1 Cup. Absolutely great defending from him, and it really showed that he wasn't technically faster on track by raw pace, but what helped him is that he could drive much more consistently and precisely than Spoon in P2 did, and ultimately that decided it. That decided not just the race but the championship.
Yeah, and so it was a really nice battle, and so I'm really happy that on the last race, on the last weekend, on the last lap also, it was for the win, and that's cool.
Yeah,
And
I think
also,
we couldn't have wished for anything better. That you're absolutely right
yeah,
about that.
and also the race of Tomenas, he improved his race laps of 2 seconds in this race. So yeah, unfortunately, it was the last race of this championship for him. But this car is not simple. You need to adapt your driving style to it. So that's honestly a great pace for him. So well
Yeah,
done.
yeah, we should absolutely shouldn't right now forget about him too. Absolute. He also showed a great consistency and as you said, showed absolute improvements from what we saw from starting from the qualifying, going to the second race. So as we are waiting for the official points results, championship results to roll in, I still can't wrap my head around that. How much alike the two races were, from the aspect of the top three. It was very interesting to see Spawn to just throw it away, not intentionally, obviously, but he couldn't keep it together well enough to get a finish ahead of Olar, which would have been his main and only goal for the last round.
Yeah, exactly. That's a shame for him, because he was in front. He has a better pace, and it was him that made mistakes, and a lot of mistakes, honestly, on these two races, and he lose the second place of the championship from that mistakes.
Yeah, if even if not a lot, but very very crucial mistakes.
Yeah. For battle for P2 for the championship, it's crucial mistakes.
So the results are officially in, and now we can officially crown Kasuni as the champion of the CNR1 Cup. And Olehar took the second position on the very last race to finish 7 points ahead of Spohn, who still digit a P3. So congratulations for all the podium sitters. Kasuni showed very dominant performance all through the season, and Olehar and Spohn just wow, they showed an amazing battle against each other all through the season. They were absolutely just so close to each other every race that it was no surprise that it got decided by really just the very last race.
Yeah, so well done to all the drivers. Well done for Cassoni because his domination is just incredible. And also well done to Spawn and Olera for these great battles on those previous races because it was all the championship that was beautiful for the different battles. So well done to them.
And I just cannot miss as I used the term honorable mention, I think, in the beginning of this round, but also I and in my personal opinion, it's a real shame that we didn't have Bajaki in this last round because he was absolutely on par with Olaran and Spohn. Actually, he was P3 in the championship in the first round. So
Yeah,
have he not missed two rounds of the championship, I think he would have been an absolutely a rightful contender for P2. Maybe not P1, but P2 absolutely.
yeah, P2 absolutely. Yeah, that's for sure. It could be a battle with three drivers, but unfortunately he missed two races, and so it was only for Spawn and Olera.
So once and for all, we'd like to congratulate for all the drivers, not for just the top three, but everyone who just from anyone who just did one lap in one of the practice sessions to our regulars, so to speak. GG's, congratulations for each and every one of them. It was they were showing some absolutely great racing for us, and I think each position they could ditch in the championship was absolutely and mostly well deserved.
Yeah, so yeah, well done to every single drivers that participate this championship. It was really cool to follow this, and it's good to participate to this type of events and to promote them because honestly, from what we saw, we can see beautiful things such as battles. We can see surprising drivers, and that's really cool to discover this.
So now it is as we are closing off our championship, it is inevitable to look a bit into the future as well, because we are not stopping. We will host Um, I think at least one, maybe several, but for now, I can only say at least one championship in 2026. We will absolutely be here. Um, a little sneak peek I can get away is that next season will be more endurance focused than this season was. This season we could see really just sprint races, and I don't mean just as a deprecation, because here the focus was on how how well you can maintain your nerves in a pretty short amount of time, because 20 minutes for many people that's a warm-up session, not an entire race. So and we could see perfect demonstrations of that in a 20-minute race. You do one mistake and it's over.
Yeah, exactly. You don't have a place for mistake in a 20 minutes race. So if we have a longer race, the drivers will be able to do more mistakes, but also it won't be just the pace. It will be a strategy to manage the tires and also manage the car of different damages with the contacts. So it will be really cool to see.
Yes, absolutely. The we will kind of shift the focus from let's say doing I mean not doing any mistakes to well, endurance, stamina, consistency, because the longer races, the more it matters how well you can maintain your pace, not just how fast of a pace you have necessarily, but how well you can essentially maintain how fast you are for many and many and many laps. And as you said, uh, there will be more emphasis on strategy too, because pit stops will be introduced. So it will be very interesting to see how the different drivers with the different mindsets will manage to figure out their strategic decisions. In next year, we will be able to just have a look into not just how well our drivers can drive, but how good of a strategic mindset they have, how well they can manage making calculations and difficult decisions under pressure, because it's one thing that you plan ahead um, before a before a longer race what you will do, but usually in motor racing, with a pretty high chance the complete opposite or situation will happen, or situations you wouldn't have even expected happen during the race. And it's already hard to just rewrite in your mind a good stable strategy that you worked out, but well, try doing that when you need to race other cars on the track and can afford to do mistakes. So basically, you need to be your own race director and the driver themselves, which which adds another layer of mental fatigue, and also tests your endurance.
So for the next year, it will be endurance races, and from what you said, the endurance races are really cool, because it's another type of driving style. Because those races were like sprint races, and so now endurance races will be another type of skills, uh, and another type of also strategies. So it will be really cool to see the different strategies and different driving style of the drivers with this type of races.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard, but I think one really crucial thing I mentioned was that you essentially need to be a strategist and a driver at the same time. So it's not just that you concentrate only on bringing a car around the racetrack as fast as you can, but
Yeah.
but you need to improvise, adapt, overcome if the situation calls, and the situation in a long race does call for those sort of difficult decisions.
Yeah, it's this type of races needs pure skills and also a big mind, because it's not really simple, not that simple of think about your strategy while driving and focus on your pace, especially when you have someone behind you. So yeah, it will be really interesting to see how drivers manage that.
Yeah, and I've if we can bring some personal opinions into this, for me as a driver, I'm just enjoying long races so much over short races. Once again, I wouldn't like to talk bad about the format we had, because it's not that one is better or worse than the other. It's just that they are completely they are differently good compared to each
Yeah,
other. They all have different aspects of why they are good. They are their own genres, as it were. But I'll be absolutely stoked to see how the people we saw and the new faces we will see who haven't been here in this championship will fare in that aspect, because we saw that we have very good drivers with absolutely marvelous raw pace, but the the power rankings might be completely just um, switched up,
yeah,
if we will have longer races, which will account for not just both physical and mental endurance.
yeah. That's that's special. Honestly, me too. I really enjoy the endurance races, uh, because yeah, it's not it it won't be big endurance races, but you have a bit of time if you do a mistake, and also the fact that endurance races means like drivers can do mistakes um, because they are a bit tired now, and that it's not on your biggest pace, but on your consistency. That's what I like in the endurance races. But also, I really enjoy this two time 20 minutes in these races, especially with this Praga Sin R1 Cup. It was really cool because there are like small cars and they are really cool to see in battles.
That's right. And if you brought some attention to the cars, another little hint we might be able to throw for next year is that we might introduce multi-class racing in the schedule. We just further just emphasizes the fun.
Multiclass is also something special. Manage the traffic, don't lose many time with it. It's really complicated, but that's what we like in like endurance races. It's how the driver manage the traffic and how can they um, overtake their opponent in occasions.
That's absolutely right. But before we pretty much spoil every aspect of what's coming next year, if you're interested in what we will cook up for 2026, feel free to find International Racing Team on versimseries.com. You can join our Discord and be updated with what we will have in the future in terms of championships or anything really. If you join the Discord, you might even have saying, not might, you can have a saying in your preferences about the races. We do host votings there. But now, to close off this championship and this year, it's been an absolute and real pleasure to
Yeah.
start our little journey off with this GT4 championship. And
Yeah, so that was a real pleasure too. That was really fun and amazing to watch. So yeah.
and this was only the beginning. So stay tuned for next year. And well, without further ado, it's time for the painful goodbyes. So once again, I'd like to thank every single one of our competitors who did show up for our events. They put up some amazing racing here for us. Even the people who just joined in for one or two sessions. Really, thank you for everyone for being present in our events, and also thank you for anyone watching our streams. And we will try to not just better our championship, but our viewer experience for the next year. So stay tuned for that. And I don't know, Mal, do you have anything else to add? Do you have anything else to say before we say our goodbyes?
Yeah, guys, just Merry Christmas to everyone and just enjoy with your family and have good time.
Oh, that's absolutely right. We wish a very happy holidays for everyone. So see you in 2026. Until then, have fun, stay safe, and well, see you next year.